That's embarrassing. Welcome, guys, to another Friday night Smackdown review. And yeah, that was an interesting Friday night Smackdown. You know, it was interesting too because we seen angles, or as in this, not camera angles, but like storyline angles that we have never seen before with the women. And I'm gonna get to what I mean in a minute. Uh, in a very few minutes because it involves the first match of the night. Um, but then again, they have been breaking new ground. So, but no, this was a very interesting, a very good Friday night SmackDown. So we start off with the Bloodline 2.0, right? They come out and make a promo. Uh, they got everybody. They got the Bloodline plus what you call it, Big Bronson Reed, and basically Solo comes out and demands a surrender of Roman Reigns and his bloodline. He demands that he demand, after asking everybody to acknowledge him, he demands that everybody, that the whole bloodline surrender and they make the bloodline stronger, and that he expects Roman Reigns surrender because he said Roman Reigns don't have a fifth man. He got all his people ready for war games, but Roman Reigns don't. So that's why he suggests Roman Reigns and his bloodline surrender, at least by the end of the night. And that was it. That was pretty much the opening promo, short and sweet. Then we get to the first match of the night, which is Bianca Belair versus Blair Davenport versus Chelsea Green. And this is another Women's United States Championship qualifying tournament match. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was interesting. And this is where I was talking about how they ran an angle I never seen them do before with the women's. Pretty much Bianca was the favorite in this match. Obviously, she had the power. She was overpowering both Blair Davenport and Chelsea Green. Though, like they've been doing, Blair Davenport got a good showcase in here, along with Chelsea Green. That I like. That this is why I keep saying I like the fact that because this is a mid card title, the mid carders gets the shine over the main eventers. In this case, Bianca was the main eventer, and whatchamacallit, Chelsea Green and Blair Davenport got the shine here mostly. Blair Davenport looked very good in this match. Chelsea Green did as well, though she still played a little comedic role. Blair did look good here though. Blair did look good. So but the angle that they ran was doing where it looked like Bianca's getting ready to wrap up the match and win the triple threat. We see a sight that, like I said, I never seen before. And the sight was that on the Titantron, you see Jade Cargill has been beaten up, but not only has she been beaten up, she was almost, you know how they do the spot where somebody gets smashed through the car windshield. I never seen that with the women's. I never seen them do that type of angle with the women's. At least correct me if I'm wrong, but I couldn't have swore I never seen that where they do an angle where the woman almost get put through the car windshield. In this case, it was Jade Cargill. She was beat up, and Bianca was all confused. She didn't know what she wanted to do. She didn't know if she wanted to stay and try to win the match or go check up on Jade, but she ended up choosing to leave and go check up on Jade. But funny story. I'm a side note. I'm gonna do a detour. So before a little bit of delay. The reason why I was delayed getting on, I was helping my mother look for some celery, right? And I keep telling my mother we had the celery was in the house. She swore up and down she didn't know what the celery was, and then that's why I got a little sidetracked there because she just found the celery after I told her it was somewhere in here that she misput it. My mother is very forgetful. She's getting up there in age. She's very forgetful. She's almost, and for the record, on live, she's trying to stab me with a knife. So anyway, thanks for joining me, Shay.
What's going on?
Not much. I'm about to get killed by my mother here.
What did you do?
No, I was just telling them people. I was in the middle. I'm in the middle of explaining the first match of the night, but I took a side detour because my mother just did something funny. She was looking for the celery to get it ready for Thanksgiving and whatnot, and she lost it. And then she just found it, and after I told her it was in here somewhere, as we brought it home from the store, and then she could find. She swelled up and down. We either left it somewhere or that she threw it away, and then she just found it, and then and then I was just sitting here making fun of her for it, that she's forgetful because she's getting up there in age. But anywho, um, so I was telling the audience that I seen that they ran an angle that I never seen them do before with the women's, was that they ran an angle where, if you ever remember in WWE's history, we always see like somebody get beat up and put through the windshield of a car or the front windshield. I never seen them do that with the women, and they ran that angle here with Jade Cargill, where she got put through the glass. But I did predict this last week. I did say that Bianca's most likely going to get, you know, somehow some distraction is going to cause her to lead the match. That's how Chelsea or Blair is going to win.
Right.
So, and that's what happened here. They sold on the Titantron that Jay was beaten up badly, put through the windshield, and she didn't know what she wanted to do, but she ended up choosing to go to check up on her friend. And this gave the opening to Blair almost winning the match. Who I said looked good here. Her and Chelsea Green, they let them shine more than Bianca did. Even though Bianca did have some good offense in it, they let Chelsea and Blair shine here. But Chelsea will get out of it. Blair would try to Blair would super kick her and then try to hit her finisher, but then Chelsea would get out of it, hit her finisher to unpretty her, and actually win the match. So, like I said, I knew that's either how Chelsea or Blair was going to win because of this whole War Games thing. And we will see some more on that later on in the show. But yeah, that was your match. Pretty good match. Like I said, I called the distraction or whatnot. We will be getting joined by Chris here in a few, guys. He's getting himself set up. But yeah, that was the first match of the night. And there he goes. But yeah, Shay, what did you think about that first match and the opening promo from the Bloodline?
Oh, dang, I missed that too. Well, the opening promo, I'm like, Solo's hilarious. I don't know why. Like, I kind of starting to like his character a little bit more now. He's talking more, doing like, little funny stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that promo was pretty good. I really thought that, Roman was going to come out at first, but he said, Roman not even here yet.
Right, Roman's not even here.
I was like, yo, he's funny. But yeah, that promo was pretty good. And for the Bianca, we all knew, yeah, she wasn't going to win. And we all knew that Chelsea was going to win. Chelsea looked pretty good, actually, wrestling. She looked pretty good, convincing, as I would say, because, I'm really not
Mm-hmm.
convinced about Chelsea Green like that. But she looked pretty good. And we all know Jay was going to get beat up backstage again, because that's her second time getting beat up. Well, them getting beat up, as a group. So that's a little tricky. We're gonna talk about that later. Who I think it was, Who can I say who I
Mm-hmm.
think it is? Or wait.
Um, yeah, we'll wait until we get to the Bailey and Naomi match. We'll wait because it's more because the speculation is more appropriate there.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's more appropriate there. It's more appropriate there. But I mean, it's pretty obvious who did it. I mean, we could speculate all you want, but we knew who was on the show because they end
Yeah.
up showing up. They show up in that segment, so that's why I said we could speculate there because they show up in that segment. But it was pretty obvious who it was.
Yeah.
But it would be a good swerve if it wasn't them. But
Right.
But Chris, since you joined us, I'm gonna ask you the same question. What did you think about that opening promo with the Bloodline, and then the first match with Bianca, Chelsea Green, and Blair Davenport?
So as far as the opening segment with Solo, um It was pretty cool. I like how Solo is actually being able to bring like his when he was in NXT for that little short period of time. It was it's pretty cool to see him actually bring that out. And I kind of found it weird. What are they doing here? I was like, he said Roman joined me in the ring by the end of the night. I was like, okay. I was like, that's it. So I was like, okay, whatever. So then we go to commercial, come back, and then we get the opening match. So the opening match, Blair Davenport, she's cool. Nobody really still doesn't really know her. But hopefully she'll get utilized, within maybe sometime next year. Then people will start like, to realize her and everything. But as far as the match, it did seem kind of weird how Bianca always, how she came out by herself versus, sometimes Jade Cargill is with her to sit at ringside and things like that. So I kind of find that a bit odd. Then when we seen on the screen, she got put through the car. Then I was like, okay, I was like, that wasn't, expected for her to like to go through a car, which, we got Survivor Series this upcoming Saturday here. So yeah,
Yeah.
it just seemed real weird how they actually did this though.
And then on top of that, well, that I'll say that because that they actually mentioned that for the after that Bailey segment, that Bailey and Naomi match. But but yeah, it's like did you notice that that was like the first time we ever seen that with a woman being put through a car windshield? Like, at
Yeah.
least to my knowledge, that's a segment that they never done before, and that's what I was telling the audience before you guys got to jump on. That was the first time I ever seen WWE run a segment where the woman this time around got put through a car windshield. But it is very reminiscent of what happened to Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think every time they do a segment where they show somebody messed up and you don't know who done it, it's always reminiscent of when Rikishi was the person who ran over Stone Cold, and you didn't find out to a couple of weeks later it was Rikishi, and when he admitted to The Rock that he did it for The Rock. Everybody know the famous I did it for The Rock." So it's always reminiscent to that. But so the continuation of that is once we after the Chelsea Green wins the match, we go on commercial break. We come back. Bianca is freaking out because she's outside. She's getting to the ambulance. We don't see Jay get loaded up. It's presumed that she's already been loaded into the ambulance as they're getting ready to shut the doors. She's panicking. She's trying to figure out what's going on. You see Naomi and Bailey out there. And I want to bring attention to this because it was funny how even in her panic state, she found a way to almost start an argument with Bailey because she was panicking. Nick always trying to calm her down and tell her that they don't know what happened. They're going to do an investigation. And you heard Bailey say to Nick, did you guys see what happened? And that's where Bianca kind of almost flipped out on Bailey because she was like, no, what do you mean? It's not about you. This is my partner. It's about me. It's my partner. I'm gonna worry about it. It's not, don't you worry about it. You just stay out of it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I like that level of acting. Even in her panic state, she managed to show that she still got some resentment towards Bailey. And you just see Naomi just like she kind of felt some type of way. It's like, dang, she was just trying to show concern, and now you flipped out on her a little bit, like just for being concerned. Like you don't want you just want her to be the Bailey damage control so bad. And I'm like, it kind of reminds me now. I'm kind of starting to see this. They could use this to make Bianca heel because she's starting to remind me of Kevin Owens. If you pick up on it, it's subtle hints of Kevin Owens and how he's doing with Cody Rhodes. And I can kind of see Bianca becoming the female Kevin Owens and going and turning heel on Naomi and them because it seemed like Naomi is choosing Bailey over Bianca and they supposed to all be friends. So I don't know. That could be a little bit of a wrinkle. I don't know. The Kevin Owens and Cody story is so good that I kind of could see them doing it with Bianca here. But afterwards, we get to the second match of the night, which is LA Knight versus Santos Escobar for the United States Championship, which was a good match. Though before the match starts, we get a creepy promo from Shinsuke Nakamura, where he basically taunts LA Knight about the fact that he, in short, basically he uses the fans and gets them to chant from him to hide his insecurities and his fears that everything that he worked for will be taken away from him. But Shinsuke Nakamura says your fears are justified because your days as champion are almost numbered, are up, and that I will take away everything that you work for. And then during the middle of it, Santos will take a advantage to try to attack, would attack LA Knight, and then they would get them to a part to see if LA Knight would be able to continue. And then he said, yeah, so that's when the match officially got started. And Santos basically had a leg up in there. They did promote that Elektra Lopez's bout will be next week, because she's going to be in the triple threat with Piper Niven. More on that later. As you know, that was supposed to be Piper, Jade, and Elektra Lopez. But the match itself was good. They went back and forth, had some pretty good spots. But in the end, LA Knight will retain and beat Santos Escobar as usual. But this time he will get attacked once again, because I think a little bit before the final parts of this match, Shinsuke came out and distracted LA Knight again. This time he came out on stage and did it. And Santos will try to take advantage and win the match. And that's when LA Knight will turn around and win the match. And once he won, Shinsuke Nakamura will attack LA Knight, hit him with another King Shotzi, but this time he hit it where LA Knight was laying down against the turnbuckle, so that his knee kind of smashed his head into the turnbuckle itself. So it was a very effective, devastating since Kaska, Ken Saska.
Shasa? Something like that.
Yeah. I said it right the first time I said it, then I forgot how to say it the next two times. King Shaska. Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura was standing tall to end that whole little segment. But Chris, what did you think about that match?
I'm not a big Santos Escobar fan at all. I didn't like his match. I didn't like.
I like his charisma and his theme song. At least I feel like he'll be a future champion. He also reminds me of Eddie Guerrero, because he reminds me he's gonna have that kind of Eddie Guerrero like run eventually. How his that led to him being world champion and everything. I can see that. But
now don't get me wrong. When he did that one thing, when he was telling LA Knight, like probably twice now, that Escobar C.
Yeah.
Now that was funny, man. So Escobar, his character, is pretty cool, but I don't know if it's him or the way that they book him. The reason I don't like him how I used to like him when he was in NXT, and we had that one incredible match against Jordan Devlin, which you may know him now as of JD McDonough. Now, if you go back and watch the match on NXT, I'll send it to you after the stream so you can check it out. That match was cool. But then again, like I said,
to your question, it's probably the booking. Cause it's not his character. His character is good. It's just probably the booking that makes you not like him. Cause he rarely wins.
Right? Has he ever been on Raw?
No, I don't think so. No, I think no, he hasn't. When they came up to the main roster, he was always on Smackdown. But Cruz del Toro, who was with him they been, was on Raw and SmackDown, but he never went to Raw after they broke up and everything. He stayed on SmackDown while Cruz and Del Toro went to Raw and joined LWO and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if Shinsuke is trying to come. Like, I don't know as far as Shinsuke. I don't know if he's trying to come back at LA Knight for the United States title, or if he's
Yeah,
just trying to come.
yeah, he wants the United States title. That's what he
Okay.
meant in his promo about taking everything from him. He wants the United States Championship.
I must admit, I must have missed that promo, or something. But
It was like it was right when after Santos made his entrance, and
okay,
they get ready, they walking around the ring, get ready to circle each other and get ready to ring the bell, but then the lights go out and then they play Shinsuke's promo. So it like
gotcha.
basically it takes place immediately after Santos' music stops.
But one more thing before we move on to Shay. The part that really got me was the way Shinsuke looks. He remind me of some kind of character. What is that? I can't remember what that character is called. I don't know if I can't remember.
People say he looked like a character off of Star Wars, a Sith Lord. They said
Yes,
he dressed
that.
like a Sith Lord from Star Wars
Yes,
with the
that's what it
dark
is.
clothes and then like the little makeup he wearing on his face.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was some kind of hero. I mean, it was um some kind of avenger or whatever that thing you call it. But yeah, that's what I was referring to there. But
Oh, okay. All right.
mhm.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing that online. People saying that he looked like one of the evil Sith lords off of Star Wars. So yeah, I've been seeing that. That's what people been saying anyway. But I like it though. I like it. I just don't want this run to result in him having these great promos and story going into it, and then he just lose again.
Yeah,
No,
he
I
scared
don't.
him.
I
He
kind
scared the
of don't
mess out of
want.
me last week. I'm like, who is that? And then I was like, oh, that's Shinsuke.
I say you do the Braun Breaker and Jay Uso. You let both of them go back and forth with the title for a bit, but that's just me.
But yeah,
Uh,
they have to keep
oh,
on changing the LA Knight strap thing out and everything too.
yeah, true, true. Unless that, you know what? Unless that's just a belt that he could keep until he comes champion again. Cause I don't think. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's two different belts. I'm pretty sure there's just the regular United States Championship. Then they got the the United States LA Knight Strap Championship. I think it's just two separate.
Okay, kind of like the one I was referring to that I sent you earlier,
Yeah,
but
it's kind
I,
of
I will
basically like a
I'll
custom.
share it here later when we get to the last part of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's kind of like that. Shay, what did you think about this LA Knight and Santos match?
Actually, it was good. I actually like Santos though. A lot of people don't, but I think, well, obviously he lost though, but I think he should. I mean, but it is kind of getting draining though, seeing them fight the same people every day, like LA Knight fighting Santos Escobar, he fighting, Carmelo and all of them. So I'm kind of
Escobar C.
happy. Every day I feel like they fighting them, so I'm kind of happy that since that's like messing up my life. Somebody keep calling me, like you see me online, all right. But anywho, they had me all day to call me, and now they want to call me. But anywho, I think it's gonna be good that Sensei Nakamura is gonna come back. Hopefully, to give him the title though, because I mean, of course, Ellie Knight's not gonna keep it forever. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be
Mm,
nice that Sasuke get it.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of Carmelo, we will get to him later on too. He had a pretty big night. I'm glad for that too because in a way, after that whole thing with LA Knight, it kind of like him and Andrade kind of got pushed to the back. I'm like, do we give him this? This is what be getting me, but I'm gonna get more into it when we get to that part with Carmelo. But this is what be getting me with WWE, man. They be doing stuff like randomly. But so after the Sasuke Nakamura interference and standing tall, we jump to the back with Johnny Gargano talking to Motor City Machine Guns about trying to apologize for Tommaso Ciampa, but also saying that his frustration is that they got their opportunity, took it from them, and they never really got it back. So he just frustrated that they keep getting their opportunities blocked. And, he trying to convince them that since they're the champs, maybe they could work something out where they could just get a match, get their rightful championship match for the title, and maybe that would mellow out Tommaso Ciampa. But, they was like, we hear you, we good, we are good friends and we hear you. But after what Tommaso Ciampa did, we kind of owed the Street Profits a rematch because he interfered. He stopped us from being what we wanted to do. We wanted to come here. We wanted to face the best of the tag teams. We wanted to put the titles, win the titles, and then when we won the title, they wanted to put them on the line and have their matches. And they kind of upset that Tommaso ruined it. But they try to explain to Johnny that I understand, but at least let us finish our business with the Street Profits first, because they he kind of ruined their opportunity. And on cue, here comes Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins to remind him that, they hear what Johnny's saying too. But once Montez get done with Tommaso later on tonight, they got next. Once again, doing that whole interrupting them to where now they interrupted Johnny to tell him that they still got next for the titles. So I think the Street Profits are tweener heels now. I want to confirm that they tweener heels because they are, they in all black. They got a different type of demeanor, so they definitely tweener heels. But the thing is here, I'm starting to think that the more the setbacks happen, the more this happen. I think they setting up the clues, and I'll talk more about it when we get to that Montez Ford match. That I think Johnny is going to turn with Tommaso. I think, but then again, if they do, they either going to turn. They either setting up for him to turn or break away. But if they do turn him. Well, like I said, I'm gonna get it to it. But the promo did go like that. It went them telling him that, and then it ends with Johnny them walking away, and then Johnny still trying to tell the Motor City Machine Guns that trying to plead his case. But then we jump to another backstage segment, which is Nick Aldis questioning Nia Jax about what just transpired with Jade Cargill. And he's asking Nia, because he knows about them having the War Games match, did she have anything to do with what happened with Jade? And she said no. She wanted to take out Jade at War Games, and she was too busy helping Tiffany and Candice get ready for that tag team match. So no, she didn't attack Jade. And she asked, was that all? And he said, yeah. So then she walks away, and thus Cody comes into the picture. And Cody, Nick stops Cody, like, where you going? He said, to the ring. You advertised that it's going to be a face-to-face between me and Kevin Owens. He was like, yeah, I did advertise that, but nobody's seen or heard from him. I don't think he's here. But Nick Aldis, Cody reminds Nick that that's not how Kevin Owens works. He knows that Kevin Owens is in the building. He just basically thinks Kevin Owens is just touring with WWE and the officials. So he heads out to the ring. And I wanted to point out here that I just realized, because of his coat, for one, I want that coat. Cody's coat is cool. But it reminds me
just like his wrestling jacket too.
Yeah. And it reminds me of Ethan Page. And the reason why I want to bring up Ethan Page, because Ethan Page, I kept trying to figure out why Ethan Page had the way how he held the NXT championship looked so familiar. Cody holds it just the exact same way as Ethan Page did. When they hold.
Oh yeah, they hold it. They kind of hold it
like on their side. They don't hold it around their waist. They hold it on their side. They cuff it, and I couldn't remember who held it like Ethan Page. I realized that's Cody. I'm like, Cody and Ethan holds the championship very basically the same way. But then we follow Cody, which is our shot from the of following a superstar. Triple H's new way of following the superstars from the back to the front. And then we began this Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens promo, which to me was the best promo of the night. It was even better than the Bloodline, stuff that happened at the end of the show. To me, this was the best promo. But I have an issue with the way they executed it. It was on Cody's behalf. Let me explain. So Cody comes out and basically, he's very serious. He doesn't do what you want to talk about. He's business down to business. He wants Kevin Owens to come out. He said they tell me that you're not here, but I know that you're here. So come out right now. He keeps calling him out. He said don't keep him waiting. And then we hear Kevin Owens, who comes out through the crowd and with a instead of like a T-shirt that got like either Randy Orton, somebody references somebody related to Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes, he comes out with like a tux shirt and he makes fun of. He said, "I come out here dressed to the nine, my best, and with dressed to the nine, and you can't even come out in your corporate douchebag suit. I feel insulted here." But he like, but I'll come here because he said I feel also sorry because I've been summoned here because of the great Cody Rhodes requested that I be here. He said, "Yeah, I requested you to be here in this ring face to face, not out in the crowd." And then he said, Cody, you may not be used to this no more, but you don't get what you want every time you ask for it." And then Cody immediately just get out the ring, try to charge out to the crowd, but the security gets there. He said, "Well, what is you so fired up for?" He said, "What got you so so fired up? Let me ask you that." And he said, Cody says, "Oh well, he said I'm mad because of what you did to Randy Orton. You crossed the line, because not only did you bring back a banned move, that you used on Randy Orton, a move that injured people or ended people's lives, but you crossed the line." And he said, you want to know why? He said, "And that's your fault." He said, "Oh, it's my fault. It's my fault that you bring back a bad move." He said, "Yeah, because you teamed up with Roman Reigns." And he basically goes into this story of how we all knew, that we pretty much figured out why he was mad at Cody, which is the fact that he fought the Bloodline for basically 4 years, and they tried to end his career. It was a very passionate, very good promo, basically talking about how they tried to end his career, and that he said more specifically, the man who led the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, tried to end his career, but he said he never will. But he tried to end his career, take something away from him that he's loved since he was 11 years old. And then when Roman Reigns, after pissing off everybody that he could, needed a partner, he said, "What did you do after being there with you at WrestleMania?" He said, "Then no, well, at first he said, then you come along after I've been fighting the bloodline. You come along, and what I do, I stand by your side. I was there trying to help you win at WrestleMania 39, and then I was there celebrating with you at WrestleMania 40. It was the proudest thing. He was happy for it. He was happy for Cody Rhodes." But he said, but then that's what he said. But once Roman Reigns pissed off everybody he could and needed a partner, what did you do? You go and say yes. And he said, so yeah, everything that has happened to him and Randy Orton up until this point was Cody Rhodes' fault. And Cody Rhodes basically said he had enough. And this is where I kind of take exception to the promo. It was Cody Rhodes' retort. Oh, I didn't realize we had Shane here. Hold on. My fault, Shane. I was so into what I was talking about. I didn't see you pop up there. But so my thing with Cody Rhodes' retort to Kevin Owens was that he said, if you want to use that as an excuse to justify what you've done, fine. But he says that this is about Kevin Owens basically self-sabotaging himself. Kevin Owens wanting to be the face, is obsessed with being the face of the company, doing this and doing that. He's obsessed with it, not realizing that he's been synonymous with WWE for the last 10 years and that he's the most decorated champion. For one, it sounds like through Cody Rhodes, the WWE is trying to plead with him to re-sign that contract. But that's what it kind of come off of as first. But then I'm like, okay, I look past that part. But he is him claiming that this is just all that this is not about the bloodline. Because he said him teaming with Roman had nothing to do with Kevin. He did it because he thought it was the right thing to do. But this is all about Kevin Owens self-sabotaging himself. He said nobody self-sabotages more than Kevin Owens. Like, he gets in his own way. You could pull the trigger when it came to my knee. You couldn't apron powerbomb me because you might be standing here now as champion with all your dreams. And he pretty much accused Kevin Owens of that was the real reason why he did it. But then he said that this is not going to be settled with mere words or in this promo. He said, I'm going to have to beat it into you. So you choose the place, the time, and when we fight, it could be later on tonight in the show because we got plenty of time left. It could be at your hometown because Survivor Series will be in Canada, or it could be at Saturday Night Main Event. He says he leaves it to the balls in Kevin Owens' court. And then I like how Kevin Owens plays off of that and says that you really want to fight me, huh? He said, well, you're going to get that fight, but it will be on my terms. Then the crowd booed. He said, well, it definitely won't be tonight, because of that. So thank you. But he said when he will get that fight, he said, you said I crossed the line with Randy Orton. He said, you know what? I did. But he said, I love Randy Orton. I hate you. And Cody Rhodes retorts and said, you know what? You don't hate me yourself. And that he said, but we are in agreement to one thing. You crossed the line with Randy Orton, and I see that you're willing to do whatever it takes to win. And that I know you will pull the trigger this time. So when we do have that fight, trust that I will do whatever it takes and cross the line to win the match as well. And pretty much end that promo. It was, like I said, it was a good promo. I just take exception with the fact that they try to pull that angle, and sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. But in the story that they telling with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, it felt weird for Cody Rhodes to try that angle with Cody Rhodes is basically saying this was nefarious. This was by different means. It wasn't what Cody said, what Kevin Owens said it was. It's basically this nefarious means of wanting to be the man and be obsessed with being the face of the company. I'm like, well, that kind of is weird because we know that's not true. We know this really is about him teaming Roman Reigns. So it was kind of weird to see Cody like brush that off as like, and instead of retorting to that claim that, and explaining himself about taking, that we've been wanting him to do to explain to Kevin Owens why he teamed with Roman Reigns, he basically said, no, this is your obsession about being the man. And I'm like, nah, that was a weird angle to try to put in our thoughts and make it seem like he was doing this for different means. But I'm like, it's the only thing is the problem with that is we was with him the 4 years. We know he's telling the truth. We seen the bloodline put him through hell for 4 years. So why would we question Kevin Owens when we know that's the truth? So it was kind of weird to me, but the promo was fine. It was just a weird angle to try to make it about something else that we know is not. But, it is what it is. But like I said, that was still, to me, the best promo on the night. Serious Kevin Owens, serious Cody Rhodes. So you can't get no better than that. Since Sane just joined us, I'm gonna let him speak first on this promo. What do you think, Punch?
I kind of caught it in the middle of it, but I rewatched it. So we really setting up a Randy Orton turn eventually. How do we get here? Is going to be the question. I'm all for it. Yeah, like you said, that was kind of weird how Cody tried to make it about him, Kevin Owens being the man and the face of the company. I'm like, yo, that wasn't Kevin Owens at all. Like, even when he was a heel before, like that wasn't Kevin, period.
Yeah, that's not, it's not, you
like,
see what I mean? It's not his character.
That's
like,
not his. No, that was never him. Like,
yeah,
what?
that was never him.
Nah.
Like, when the way he cut that promo about why he was mad at you, I felt that. I'm like, yeah, that's Kevin Owens. That's truly his reason. But it's like, that was weird. It was just a weird, but
yeah, I'm like, nah, Cody ain't had no comeback for that. He couldn't. There's no way you wouldn't. There's no way the writers was in the back like, yo, you gonna see this. No, there's no way. There's no like, nah.
No, that's why I basically was getting at. Like, there's no way that's what y'all thought of a good retort would be. Like, nah. He could have used the explanation of why he teamed with Roman and still had a good comeback for it. But to say enough and that's fine if you want to use that as an excuse. But to
he could
call
have
that as
said,
to say this is the
he could
real
have
reason,
said,
that was kind
well,
of weird.
he could have said, well, he could have said, well, you're not a Cody could have came back with, you just mad because you're not a main eventer. You ain't been champ in so many years. Da, 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 da. You could have went with that, and that would have made a lot more sense than what the
Trying
hell
to make
we.
it seem like he wanted to be the
Yeah, what
corporate
the hell we
man and face of
pulled.
the. Kevin Owens is the Stone Cold character. He don't care about that.
Yeah,
So it was just
but
weird.
nah, we definitely pulling a Randy turn though.
Oh
It's
yeah, it's
coming.
definitely
It's
coming.
cooking.
It's cooking.
It's cooking. If you don't see all the bits and pieces and all that, I don't know. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Something wrong
Yeah.
with you. I just hope that we get that at WrestleMania because that feud can feed a lot of mouths.
Mm.
It got so much history with that feud, man. I think you can have that feud for like a good year the way that they had history for so long.
The question is, would because we know we got next year is John Cena's farewell tour, so
Mhm.
I want Randy to be free to feud with John Cena one more time, since this is going to be John Cena's last go around. I hope John Cena is either WWE champion or world heavyweight champion when they do, because they kind of deserve to have that WrestleMania, because we never seen in that WrestleMania, honestly. That was
You know
one of
what?
the tragedies of Randy Orton and John Cena's feuds. It never happened at WrestleMania.
You know what? As much as I would like that to happen, I don't want it to happen at WrestleMania. I don't. I will want to see, if anything, I will want to see Randy versus Cody.
But that's what I'm
Randy.
saying. We can't, just like we could get The Rock versus Roman anytime. You could do that anytime. We don't, it's John Cena though. This is his last thing.
No,
So
I'm no, I'm not saying I'm not no, I'm not saying that. I just don't want to see. No, I just don't want to see it at WrestleMania. I want to see John Cena. This farewell tour for Cena. I need Cena to get all his lit back from every loss that he
right.
had.
Oh yeah. I mean, this needs to be the year of Cena. It needs to be just him getting lit back, winning
All
matches.
his lit back. Yeah, yeah. I need all that. I need all that. I need a whole Cena beat down. See Cena beating people down. That's what I need all year. Um, but I mean, nah, the match would be cool. It's just I, hmm, I, we not going to that. We're not going into that direction.
I know we're not going into that direction though. I mean, we could later on in the year, but between now and Mania, we're not really
Oh,
in
we
that
get it at
direction.
SummerSlam. It's going to be lit because it's going to be right here in Jersey. Yeah, that's going to be lit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we need that. Yeah, make that happen at SummerSlam. I'm with that.
If they do come here though during John Cena's farewell tour, and he's going to be on the show, I got to go there because he's like the one person I haven't seen in person. So I do want to experience him in person. So I definitely got to go to that
Well,
show.
we definitely building up to a Randy Orton tour. I mean, a Randy Orton turn.
Oh yeah, we
And
definitely
Kevin
doing that.
Owens is definitely planting the seeds for it. God damn it. Good job, Kevin. Kevin Owens is the man when it comes to storytelling. He's real good at it. I applaud. It's gonna be a good one.
All right, all right. Chris.
I agree with what y'all were saying. We do have the Randy Orton heel turn coming soon. Not sure when, it's going to happen, and not sure when it's going to happen and whatnot. But it's going to be interesting to definitely see where Randy is going to admit that Kevin Owens was right. So can't wait to see it.
What do you think about the promo between them two and themselves?
I thought it was pretty good, like I did mention, Cody tried to like brush it off But Kevin Owens, did bring up like, the bigger point of why Kevin Owens did what he did to Randy Orton was because of what Cody Rhodes did after fighting, the bloodline for like 4 years. And yeah, so it was pretty decent.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at. Like Kevin Owens promo highlighted his trauma of beefing the bloodline, and it was just weird for Cody to come in and be like, "Yeah, okay, you want to use that as an excuse, fine, but this is the real reason why you did what you did." And I'm like, "Nah,
Yeah,
we
that was
actually." It's like because if you think about it, he's talking not only to Kevin Owens, but he's talking to us too, because we all suffered the 4 years of Roman Reigns being on top. So you mean to tell us we also are delusional in this matter? Like, because we kind of went through it with Kevin Owens. We had to listen to Roman Reigns rule with an iron fist, and it was nothing nobody could do about it until Cody beat him. Hell, that's why we
exactly.
wanted you to so bad to be at WrestleMania to beat him. Like, we wanted you to end it. So it was just like it was weird to then to have this turnaround and be like, okay, that's just an excuse, but you wanted this and that. And I'm not saying Cody could be wrong, because it could be. I think it's a part of what was wrong with Kevin, but I think the majority of it is what he said. It's definitely like have something to do with the fact that he hasn't been champion in 8 years. I'm not saying Cody was wrong about what he said. It just felt weird to say that like it was the main reason, and not acknowledge what he said as the main reason, and then just add on
Mm-hmm.
to it. Instead of adding on to his main reason, you try to make that like an excuse, but this is the real main reason. Like that was just a weird way to go about it. Um, but I would ask Shay, but we lost her. But so moving on, we get the OG bloodline backstage. They talk about the fact that that they don't have a fifth member and that they don't know what they're going to do. They suggest that they could go to Cody Rhodes, and Roman's like, no Cody Rhodes. He was like that's old news, that's done and over with. He was, and they was like, no Seth Rollins either. He was like, no Seth Rollins. He said they was like, but we need a fifth member. He said we don't need a fifth member. We all what we need right here, the four of us. We don't need nobody else, because we're gonna go out there. We're gonna do what we do. And he was like, okay. Everybody said we with you. And then he said they were like, so what's the plan? And Roman admits he has no plan. And then we cut to what I was mentioning earlier, Cody Rhodes coming backstage, from the ring, and Melo says about time somebody told him off, and Cody Rhodes like, what? He said, excuse me, what you say? He was like, I'm just saying, man, everybody's talking. He said, what is everybody saying? He said, everybody's saying that what Kevin Owens is saying is right. And hey, man, Randy Orton got the neck injury to prove it. To prove that Kevin Owens is right. And then Cody just pushes Melo. They get into each other's face. Nick always trying to break it up. And he's like, you know what, Nick, I think it's time to reevaluate your first round draft pick. He said, well, evaluate it then. Evaluate it. And we will learn that match will be taking place next week. So that's kind of cool. I like that. That was a cool promo. Then we get to the third match of the night, which is Bayley and Naomi versus Candice LeRae and Tiffany Stratton. This is where we will get an update about the next triple threat match for next week, but that I think that came after the match. But we will. This is where we will get that update. This was a good tag team match by far. It was good. Candice, I like that the little spots where Candice and Tiffany, they saw that they're not really a cohesive unit. We seen that where Candice Ray and Tiffany made their entrance together. I did like Tiffany's entrance. I ain't gonna lie. I like how that subtle black and pink before the whole Titantron turns pink with Tiffany. So that I kind of like that new little addition to her Titantron. But I did like that once they got towards the ring, you could see they both give each other like the side eye just so that they still don't get along with each other, even though it kind of contradicts what we saw earlier. Like I think on Raw or last week's SmackDown, where they were kind of acting like a cohesive unit, but then they get back to being like they don't like each
I
other.
tried. I got a lot to hold on. I got a lot to say about. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I got a lot
What
to say about
about
this.
Tiffany Stratton or about this
No,
match?
about the whole women's war games. Before we even before you get there, go ahead on. Cause
Well, yeah, it's basically what he's talking about. What happened at, or he want to allude on what they're about the war games because of what happened at the end of this match. But yeah, so it was a good tag team match, good back and forth. Of course, Naomi and Bailey had was good as a unit. Though Chris did show me a photo that was very interesting. I didn't catch it live, but that was an interesting photo, Chris, because that it looked and Naomi looked like the bad Naomi, the Naomi from the bad group. Because I'm like, whoa, why does she look like that? Like she didn't like that. But uh yeah, so this was a good tag team match by far. But it would end a disqualification.
of
When
course,
Nia Jax, she it was at a point where Naomi's getting ready to make the hot tag. Was it Beatty getting ready to make the hot tag, or was it Naomi getting ready to make the hot tag? I can't remember. Somebody, it was one of them because one of them was on the apron, and Nia would grab. I think it was Bailey. I think Naomi was making the hot tag to Bailey, but Nia would pull Bailey off the apron and throw her against the wall, causing disqualification, giving them the winner with the match, winning the match by disqualification. But they were basically Nia, Nia, Tiffany, Candice LeRae. They will beat up on Bailey and Naomi until Io Sky comes out, and basically Io Sky would try to help, and she would kind of would even it up until Nia would get involved again, and then they start beating up on all of them, and then out comes Rhea Ripley with the face guard and the candlestick, and she came out. Oh no, I forgot. When after EO basically was evening up the score, that she would get taken out by Raquel, and Liv will follow, and then that's who was beating up EO, Bailey, and Naomi, along with Tiffany. You know, basically Raquel, Liv, Nia, Tiffany was beating them all, and then Rhea would come out with some off, but Candice and Tiffany would get hit with the kendo stick. Raquel would get hit with the kendo stick. Liv, at first, she was standing her ground. She wanted to face Rhea until she saw Rhea with the kendo stick. Then she would take off. She was one of the people, along with Nia, that just took off. And basically, Rhea with with half her team minus Bianca and Jade will stand tall to end this segment. Pretty good match. Like that they continue this this little women's war game tradition. Like I said, that's pretty much why Bianca didn't win her match, because of the whole war game thing. Like I knew she would, but I'm assuming that's what Punch want to talk about, is this whole I guess the stupidity of it. Because he kind of, I could tell he thinks it's stupid. But go ahead, you got the floor.
that this whole you could tell that WWE likes to throw things together, and this was one of those situations that they just threw together. You just literally, this is why I say Crown Jewel is the dumbest you mother MF pay-per-view of all time. And this is why I say it ruined Survivor Series uh cards. And for people that say that it don't matter, it does matter, because we done made yeah, you was one of them. We just made Gunther when I said that the winner between Cody and Gunther, the champion is going to look weak. Why? I'm getting to that women's joint in a second. Why are we throwing? Why are we making Gunther look weak? Please don't tell me that's part of the storyline, because it's hot garbage. It's garbage. I said it. I
I
said it.
was about to say it too, like because of the whole he can't beat Cody.
Now, now We got Nia looking stupid. Why is you teaming with the ops? You was just beefing with her. Literally. Why is Tiffany beefing? I mean, why is Tiffany teaming with Liv? This whole women's Survivor Series match is stupid. We've as fans just want y'all just want us to forget what just happened a few weeks ago. What are we
I will
doing?
give them that. They did mention it though. They did. They did have Nia and Liv address their whole, crown jewel thing.
Yeah, but this is stupid. You, oh my, you could have did a Triple H Black and Gold NXT versus a Shawn Michaels NXT, and that would have had a whole better storyline than what in the world we got here. What we got here is, excuse me, F it. Let's put it together. The fans won't know. They stupid. They forget about it. No, we won't. We won't forget about it. No. This is why I say Crown Jewel need to be on a separate month away from Survivor Series because of stuff like this. That was stupid. They're making Gunther look weak for crying out loud. Why? How? For what? Because he lost to Cody? Come on, man. Like, this is stupid.
3 times.
Yeah, this is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
That's the only thing I could take from it is why they making him act like he basically starting to lose confidence in himself because he lost to Cody 3 times. They saying like Cody,
man,
the guy that
that's
came deep.
stupid, man. So that's what you give Damian Priest. Think about it. That's what you give Damian Priest. Go on, man.
Now Damian Priest is looking better because Gunther is questioning himself. Because I can't be I keep losing to Cody in the Royal Rumble. I lost to him at Crown Jewel. So now it's like they try to say, oh, now he don't have the confidence no more because he is one man he can't beat.
You should have used that when they ran it, when they spent the block again and made Gunther versus Cody again. You could have used that with that. This don't make no sense. Why is your world champion looking weak? And why are we putting the women in the match when they were just beefing with each other? What? Like, what are
I
we
will
doing?
give you that, at least for Nia and Liv teaming up, that is just like a throw together. Because it makes sense for everybody else but Liv, Nia, and Tiffany to be on the same team. And bipartisan Candice LeRae. It does. It makes sense.
You could have did a
It don't
Triple
make
H.
sense in that regard. Everybody else was kind of feuding with each other because when it comes to Damage Control and Io, of course, that's Io is Liv's #1 contender. So she was already in the feud with them, and she was still bipartisan in the feud with Rhea. So it made sense why all of them are together feuding with each other. But throwing Nia on the team doesn't make sense at all when they just went with each other.
Like Nia, and I love Nia Jax. Don't get me wrong. She improved. She got better in the ring. Hell, she even got better on the mic because I thought she sucked. However, you look stupid because you teaming with the ops. Like, what? No, man, come on. Like, what are we doing? But for the match itself, it was cool. Thank God they giving Kansas LeRae TV time because I was nervous. So yeah, I mean, other than that, it's wait. Did we get to the J? What happened to J? Oh, that's Lee.
Yeah, you came in. We already talked about that. You came in late on that. I'm gonna let you once we get that done with the show. I'll let you run back through the stuff you missed.
But yeah, man, man. That was it, man. Because I don't know. I'm about to watch Full Gear, so I really wanted to get on here and just say that, like that whole women's build to Survivor Series is just stupid. Oh my god.
Yeah, like I said, I agree with you. I would agree with you with the whole Liv and Nia teaming together because that's the only part of this feud that don't fit. because it's just weird.
Yeah,
Everything else is
I get
cool.
everybody else feuding, you know what I mean, whatever like that. You like I said, man, you could have did a Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. That could have had a better storyline of a women's division than what in the world we getting here.
That's why I thought them showing up on NXT was like that. 'Cause I thought they was going to be there to recruit maybe Roxanne and Cora to the team. So then we wouldn't
Exactly.
have to get Nia on the team and leave Nia defending against Naomi, at Survivor Series. But instead, they went with Nia, Tiffany, and Candice being the three members. I'm just like, why didn't you just go with why didn't you just do it like how it could have been, just a mixture of main roster and NXT stars for the women's war games? I would even would
It,
have took that if you would have just done that.
yep. You could have had Triple H represent his old baby, which is the main roster, but we all know where we getting at with this. And you could have had Shawn Michaels represent his and that could have made a whole better storyline than what we getting here. This is confusing. This is stupid. And with the whole oh my god. But the bloodline is yeah. And before I go watch this full gear, Solo has grown on me.
Everybody's saying that
Damn
Solo,
it, I hate to say that, but he
because they
did.
finally letting him shine like how he was in NXT and letting him
Yes,
shine like the NXT
yes,
Solo.
he's definitely grown on me. I was like, damn it, I didn't want to admit that. Y'all know I tried Solo,
I
but
just don't want that just to be the end of it, because we know who's winning the War Games match. Now it will be a swerve as Bloodline 2.0 wins, but we know Roman is going to win it. They're not about to let Roman go all the way down the total pole.
true, true.
It just because I would prefer. I'll give you my predictions right now. I would prefer Solo and them to win at War Games because Solo and them need it more.
Yep, yep.
But we're not gonna get that. They let Solo pin Roman in the previous pay per
Yeah,
view.
I know, man. Yeah, they gave me the vision. That's all I needed. I just needed the
Right.
vision.
So we at least got to see the vision of him pinning Roman. So I guess that's to take that as it is.
But I'm gonna watch this full gear because Bobby Lashley is making his debut today.
Ain't he going to get swerved?
Yep,
Yep. That's what I
yep.
thought. That's what I heard. All right.
John Moxley about to kill Orange Cassidy. Yes.
Yeah, every
So
day you about to slaughter their people.
Wrestling Pit Podcast, baby. I love y'all. I will be back. Peace.
Yep. Shay, what did you think about, because you just came back with us? What did you think about the Bailey and Naomi versus Candice LeRae and Tiffany match?
Yeah, sorry. AT&T got no service, so my shit black out. Oh my God. This is the second day AT&T fixed it, but it don't matter. I'm going to Verizon and AT&T, so you'll suck for you. But that match, I don't know. The match wasn't bad. I can't even remember who won. Who won? I can't remember.
Bailey and Naomi won by disqualification because Nia attacked Bailey while she was on the apron, because even though Bailey wasn't a legal competitor, Nia still interfered with the match, which caused a disqualification.
Yeah, the match was okay. I'm just tired of them fighting each other at this point. Like, Survivor Series need to be over with. Let them go their separate lives, because I don't like how they making Tiffy look weak. Like, every time like somebody comes in, she misses she misses something or picks somebody up, get hit down. Like, she just, I don't know. I just don't like how they booking this with this storyline. So they need to hurry up with this and let this be over with and just do something else, because I don't feel like I have to keep seeing them fight every week. They fight every week. They fight the same people every week.
Mm-hmm. I think the reason why they make her look weak, because I noticed that too, but because the way how they've been telling it, I think they try to make her look weak because they want her to finally looking strong when she stands up to Nia. Because I guess they try to make Nia like the big bully, and Tiffany is going to be the person who, how they do in those girl movies where the girl is like the leader of the clique, but she is pushing her her own subordinates around too much, and the girl finally started to realize that she doesn't like being pushed around by the main leader of the clique. So she finally stands up to her and proves that she's not as bullyish as she could be. So I think that's what they're doing with Tiffany. They're gonna have her finally stand up to not to Nia, even though because basically it was Tiffany who was the bully until she realized she couldn't be a bully over Nia.
Right.
So now they're gonna have her basically turn face by standing up to Nia finally, especially with Candice LeRae playing the snake, trying to kiss up to the bully to take her place type storyline. So they kind of building that up for her to look strong in that way. At least that's what it looks like. It does look like that. But yeah, so that's basically who won the match. It was just Bailey and Naomi by disqualification. And then of course about Rhea and all them brawling. Cause I remember I heard you on the thing said that was Liv. Cause I think you were talking about where they came out and basically brawl and fought with them.
Oh, you talking about when they attacked Jade?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think that's when you said it when you saw that Jay got attacked.
Yeah, at first I thought it was Liv, but then I was like, no, it wasn't. It had to be Becky that did, not Becky. Oh Lord, that's not talking about Becky. Be old girl, she did that.
You
She
talking about
did that.
Raquel?
She beat up Jade. No,
You talking?
Bailey did that. Bailey beat that girl up. I think
You,
Bailey beat up Jade.
you think it was Bailey?
I think it was Bailey. I don't think it was Liv and Raquel. I don't think it was them. I don't think they beat her up.
It fits their recent MO though. It
Yeah.
does it does fit their MO because the last time we see somebody got beat up like that, it was by Raquel and Liv when they did it to Rhea on
Oh yeah,
NXT.
they did beat her up. Yeah, they probably did beat her up and try to cover it up to make it seem like Bailey did it or Bailey had something to do with it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I think that's what they're going with. I think they trying to make it seem like they set it up to cause tension because
mm-hmm.
they play with Bianca's mind. But the only reason why I say at first I could have said it was Bailey, but then when Liv and Raquel showed up, I'm like, I think it's pretty obvious it was Liv and Raquel because they was there on the show, and they'd have been the ones they've been sneaking people like that recently. So I don't know. I think
Big girl,
I
real
think
good.
they beat her up real good though. But yeah, Raquel and them did, and Raquel and them did come out, and they were beat up on Naomi and them until they got saved by Rhea. Then we get to the main event, which is I forgot. Before we get to the main event, they did reveal that at least for Jade Cargill, speaking of Jade, she would not be in that triple threat match later next week for her shot at moving on to be the first women's United States champion. They confirmed that she would not be able to compete there. She probably would be cleared to compete at Survivor Series War Games, but we need to see because she's not even cleared to compete. If they make it seem like she can't compete at the War Games match, which will be next Saturday, that's most likely in a way to move her out the way so Charlotte Flair could come in. My God.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna do Survivor Series, and I think
If,
Charlotte's gonna take her place in
yeah,
that.
I believe so too because if we get to next Friday and they say she can't even compete at War Games, you bet your butt that last person is going to be Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense, but we'll see. But we definitely she won't be competing next week, and they said they're going to try to find a suitable person to take Jay's spot for the as the third contestant in that. I think is what who I think it was Meech. They said it was Meechan. No, Electra Lopez. Is it Electra Lopez? Is that the match with Electra Lopez? No, it was Meechan and Piper Niven, and then Jay. Yeah. They trying to place. They're gonna have to replace somebody with replace Jay. I say let that be B-Fab. In my
Yeah,
opinion,
B-Fab should get it.
yeah,
Yes.
put B-Fab in Jay's place. Give her a second chance because she deserves that because she was so incredible in her match that I think she deserves to take Jay's place. If you're gonna replace her with anybody, let that be B-Fab. Give her another chance because honestly, I would love to see her and Chelsea Green in the finals. But that enough of that. Now we get to the main, what I call the main event match, because it's something else that happens after the main event. But this was the last match of the night, so it gets to still be called the main event, which is Montez Ford versus Tommaso Ciampa. Um, Pretty good match between the two. The story here was that going into this, Tommaso Ciampa is upset. He wants his opportunity at the tag team titles. This is also continuing to further descent into heel territory for the Street Profits, because as we saw earlier in the show, the more and more we go, the more and more we go, the more and more Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins keep venting their frustrations with WWE. We see them more and more becoming heels on TV. So, and today was no exception. They act really like heels today. And this, like I said, a good back and forth. Montez Ford even came out by himself, and Tommaso Ciampa came out by himself. So it was pretty good. They basically went back and forth. Um, Pretty good back and forth match. Uh, but Montez Ford out. It was that ending was phenomenal because I thought Montez Ford was out, but then he was somehow got out of Tommaso Ciampa's finisher, reversed it into a roll up pin, won the match. But then Tommaso Ciampa would attack Montez Ford, would start beating him up. Angelo Dawkins would get involved. He would start beating up on Tommaso, but then Johnny Gargano would come out. He would break it up, and the Angelo Dawkins had grabbed Johnny, and Johnny like, no, I'm not here to fight. I'm just trying to calm you down. I'm just trying to stop, all this. And Angelo was talking his trash, but then he would get attacked by Tommaso Ciampa, which knocked down both of them. And then Johnny will stop Tommaso, and he keep trying to go back, but he's trying to Johnny's like, no, look, this is not what we talked about. You need to calm down. And again, he will push Johnny, and he will question Johnny's allegiance because he keep trying to stop. He's not getting with the program. He keep trying to stop him. And then right with Tommaso being the heel too, he will run out of the ring when Motor City Machine Guns would come down, and he will question. They did a good angle here where he questioned whose side is Johnny on, because he's standing in the ring with the Motor City Machine Guns, but he's supposed to be the tag team partner to Tommaso Ciampa, but yet he's not standing with Tommaso Ciampa. At that moment, it looked like he was standing against Tommaso Ciampa. So I'm like, I like the little story they're telling here. Everybody's turning heel. Everybody's frustrated with their position in the in WWE. So I like this little story that Triple H is cooking up with this tag team stuff. It's actually making the tag team division more must see, because I actually want to know where this is going to go now. But Shay, what do you think about this match with Tommaso Ciampa and Montez Ford?
It was pretty good. I like that they let Montez win because they've been taking like you could tell their frustrations lately, with people
Hmm.
interfering in matches, things of that nature. So that was good. They let him look strong and let him look real. But I'm telling you, Tommaso Ciampa, he got some anger issues. Like everyone wanted to beat him up. Like chill, relax. Like relax, take a chill pill. But we know that their DIY is gonna, split up anyway. That'd be funny if um Johnny go join the other group. That'll be funny if that actually happens.
or hear me out. Or they also could be playing the scenes where Johnny to go heel with Tommaso Ciampa, and maybe he's starting to get frustrated too. Just because I only say that just because of how his interaction with the Motor City Machine Guns earlier when he was after the whole LA Knight and Santos match, how he basically tried to get them a match to calm Tommaso Ciampa down, but they kind of denied him of the match. They said they want to, finish the business with the Street Profits first, and then the Street Profits interrupt Johnny, talking about they got next and they're gonna take care of Tommaso Ciampa, and they taunting Johnny Gargano. So it was like they kind of at first I'm like, okay, I could see them splitting, but today this episode's interaction kind of like planting the seeds, or maybe just maybe he's starting to get fed up too, and maybe he might start seeing things Tommaso Ciampa's way. So I don't know but that interaction was kind of strange, because if anything, that interaction that he had with all of them earlier in the night would make, if I'm Johnny Gargano, that would make me mad.
Right.
It would make me start seeing things Tommaso way, because we did have the right to the championships, and then even though you guys are my friends, you just came into the WWE and you took our spot, and then the Street Profits keep getting in our way. So it seemed like they trying to implant that maybe, just maybe, it do seem like they might break DIY up, but then they also making it seem like that Johnny might start seeing things Tommaso way, and he might start turning on the Motor City Machine Guns and the Street Profits too. Cause I thought that's what he was gonna do. I thought he was gonna attack them Motor City Machine Guns when he was standing there with them on the in the ring, but they just ended the segment. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I thought he was gonna attack them out of frustration himself. So I don't know. That's why I said I want to see where this goes. But then we get to which is the last segment of the night, which is the Bloodline 2.0 and the OG Bloodline promo. This time they just came out, the Bloodline 2.0 came out to the ring, followed by the OG Bloodline. And then Solo demanded the surrender, saying that he loves all of them and that he just wants he wants since they can't get a fifth man. They want, but you could tell something was up, because if you remember when the OG Bloodline was standing in front of Solo, they were standing apart, like they had a empty section for a man to stand there with them. So it was weird because they wasn't all standing together. They were like on one side they was, but on the other side, Jay and Roman was standing apart for enough room for a fifth man to stand with them. So I'm like, somebody's coming out here to stand with them, because they're leaving room for another person. But he's demanded that they surrender and that they become part of his bloodline. And he said, if you become part of my bloodline, we could dominate and rule this business with an iron grip. But all you gotta do is surrender and acknowledge me. So then he gives the mic to Roman. Roman slowly, like he's wasted time, get ready to speak. And then all of a sudden you hear, ladies and gentlemen. And Paul Heyman comes out. And he says that he as the wise man, he realized that the math is off here, that you can't have war games with 5 versus 4. So it won't be 5 versus 4 at war games. It will be 5 versus 5. And who music hits? Drum roll. It is not Seth Rollins, but the second city saint himself, CM Punk. And he comes out to the ring, no clobbering time, no nothing. He stands in that open spot, like I thought they was doing, and they all attack the 2.0 bloodline. CM Punk was, I love the interaction between him and Roman. They would stare each other down. Roman, like, even with Roman telling CM Punk, what are you doing here? And they would take care of I think Roman was Spears Solo, and I think Punk GTS Jacob. I think that's how that went. And then they would stand in the ring looking at each other with Paul Heyman standing on the apron. With pictures, I think if you've seen them in the app, Shay, there was pictures where they was like Paul Heyman is basically dressed like Solo Sikoa, so there might be a little twist coming here. But he was standing there on the apron smiling at the two, I guess, at CM Punk and them, and they would be joined in the ring by the rest of the OG bloodline to basically be the formation of the 5-man team for the OG bloodline now complete with CM Punk, which I know they're going to use this as a fuel for CM Punk and Seth Rollins feud that will come after this. They're going to use this as a fuel because what if Seth, they're going to probably say Seth was coming to join them, but CM Punk took the spot. So now he's upset with CM Punk. But then, like Shay, like you said, he kept saying no. So you probably gonna be like, "But how can he get mad?" But I think that's what rumors are saying, that this is going to be used as fuel for their feud that's going to come in the coming months. But overall, good promo. Like I said, I don't think it was better than the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens promo, but it was still a good promo nonetheless to end the show with the OG bloodline. I think it was even videos with everybody in the ring too after the show went off the air, with everybody holding up the ones and CM Punk doing his little go to sleep motion. So there was that. But Shay, what did you think of this closing promo?
I was teasing from left to right because I was right. I was right about one person, and I know it wasn't Steph. Everybody goes, it was going to be Steph. Steph already said he didn't want to do it. I know that he wasn't going to do it. It either left Brock or CM Punk, but I knew that they was going to save Brock for another time, probably Elimination Chamber or Royal Rumble. He'll come back. I'm fine with that when they go to Netflix. But it's so crazy how Paul came out with the red shirt. Baby boy, what's going on? Are you switching?
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
never wear a red shirt.
right. And and people was pointing out that the last time you see that combination of suit with the red shirt was when Solo wore it.
And it looked horrible. I'm like, oh my God. He said, you're not gonna have 4, you're gonna have 5. And like I know they was probably shocked, but that joint was hard when they did the go to sleep and I can't wait to see this because I know they're probably gonna win, but I think CM Punk is gonna turn on them at the end. I don't know. I didn't have a feeling like CM Punk's only doing it, for a Paul Heyman. He's not doing it to,
But
be
he
friends.
said it in the ring. He did say it in the ring that he was doing it for Paul, because that's when Roman asked him when he's doing here. He pointed that he's here because of Paul, because Paul asked him to.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I think he will just help them out, because we all know they was going to lose if they didn't have 5 members. So we all knew that they were going to get Tay up, but we'll see how it go next week.
Yeah, we will see. I figure it was going to be CM Punk because they advertised him for Survivor Series, and
Yep.
then you kept having Seth Rollins say no. And then, like after the 2 times he said no, that's when rumors popped up that CM Punk might be the actual 5th member. And then they updated that rumor by saying that rumor, he's still going to be the 5th member, but now they're going to use this as a stepping point to put the Seth Rollins and CM Punk feud back on track. They're going to use this as a means to get them to feud with each other, because I guess the rumor said that Seth is going to be pissed at CM Punk for joining the bloodline and helping them.
Yeah.
Because the rumor said that he's supposed to be pissed because he was going to do it, but then CM Punk jumped in front of him. So it's like, I don't know, but I guess they saying that's just going to be the fuel to get them to feud again.
I can't wait for the Monday after Survivor Series because it's about to go down. CM Punk gonna go out there and Seth gonna go out. They're gonna start bickering, and that's when Big Bronson Reed with his fat behind gonna come out there. Tsunami, Lord, it's gonna be a lot.
Well, I don't think CM Punk is. He's gonna immediately jump to CM Punk at first because he still got to finish his feud with Bronson Reed. But I think after he finishes his feud with Bronson Reed, that's when they're gonna start the feud. I don't think CM Punk and them gonna start until January, honestly. Or, well, actually, you know what? Saturday Night Main Event is probably when we're gonna start seeing that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Actually. What day is
Yeah.
that?
What, Saturday Night's Main Event?
Yeah.
Let me look it up here because I know it's in December. I just can't remember when it was.
Hopefully it's not the 14th, child. Please don't be the 14th.
Now let me see. It's gonna be set. I almost said September, December 14th.
No, why?
It
I'm
oh, so it is on the day that you didn't want him to be on.
no, because my graduation dinner is that day. So hopefully, what time it come on? 7 o'clock or 6?
8.
Okay, I got time to go back home. Okay, I got time.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
gonna be December 14th at 8 p.m.
Okay, I got time to relax. Then by then,
Oh, okay. And congratulations, by the way.
thank you,
So,
people. You too.
with that being said, that is it. That is all that we have for this show. That was the end of the show there. And like I said, there was a video on that's a video on YouTube with them all in the ring together. Um, but yeah, that's it. I figured this was a pretty good show. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. Like I said, this the best thing to me was promo wise was the Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes promo. That was like the best promo. All the matches was pretty good. I can't say what match was like the match of the night. I don't think there was a match of the night.
Nope.
Um, I don't think there really was, but I will say the best result of the night was Chelsea Green winning her match. I
Yes.
was rooting for her to win that match. So I can't say it was the best match of the night, the best result of the night. Um Even though, like I said, to me personally, overshadowing, because we all figured it was going to be by this point was going to be CM Punk, so there was no surprise there that CM Punk came. I really wasn't hyped for that, but I was hyped for Chelsea Green's win. So that's why I say even over CM Punk being revealed as the fifth member, the best result of the night was Chelsea Green winning her match and moving on in the tournament. Hopefully we could get B-Fab in Jade Cargill's place so that she could get another opportunity. But for that, I would say maybe no best match of the night, but it was pretty. The matches wasn't boring; it was pretty good. So I'm gonna give it a. I was gonna say I'd give it an 8, but I give it a 7, 7 out of 10. It was a 7 out of 10 show for me. What about you, Shay? What would you give it?
I'll go with an 8 because it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. Cody promo was good. Jay getting beat up. That was cool. CM Punk coming out with Paul Heyman. That was the highlight. It was pretty good.
Yeah, all right. So hey, we lost 2 people, so we won't get their ratings, but again, you got a 7 and you got an 8. It was pretty much around that. That the show was either a 7 or 8, depending on how you view it. But it wasn't like a bad show. It wasn't a show. It's a show that you had to see because it was a good show. I would say it was basically a show that you wanted to see because it was a very above average show. It was a 7 or 8, a 7 or 8 out of 10. So it was around there. With that being said, it's time to do some shouts out. So we're gonna shout out some channels here to make sure you guys are subscribed. We'll move. Uh, oh, come on. There we go. All right. So first things first, Wrestling Pit Podcast. If you haven't subscribed to the Wrestling Pit Podcast, do so now, because that's what's bringing you this video, this format, this style. Get over there and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things for the Wrestling Pit Podcast. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers over there, so get us there, and you might get a reward, or you will get a reward, because it will be a reward. Just don't know what that reward is yet, but it will be one. And then get over to the big man, Chris Wrestling Views, the guy who brought us all together to form this channel. He is at 70 plus thousand subscribers. We want to get him. He just needs a little bit more. He needs just a little bit more. 28,000 subscribers would get him to that 100,000 subscriber mark, and he would get that nice first YouTube plaque there that we want to get him there. So get over there and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all that for Chris Wrestling Views. And then we got Jeff Wrestling 23. Get over there and subscribe to his channel. Hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Again, Jeff Wrestling 23. Get him to 500 subscribers. Let's see. Shouts out to our main man Shane. I mean not Shane, but Hector. And speaking of Shane, shouts out to him as well for showing up early in the show. Get over to his YouTube channel, No Regrets. Hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Do all those great things for him as well. And then kicking it with Leo. Shouts out to him too. Get over there to his channel and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Do all those great things for him as well. We want him to get to 500 or more subscribers. Now, as you can see, my partner in crime here, Shay, or her YouTube channel is Know the Rules. You see it on the screen. Go over there to Know the Rules. Hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. She does football videos and wrestling videos on her channel. So yeah, go over there, get her to 500 subscribers. Who offer a reward? We all gonna show our appreciation in one way or another. And then you got me, Little Bit Man Gaming, where I do wrestling videos, movie and TV show reviews, reaction to video game and movie trailers. I even play video games on my channel. I will be doing Tekken 8 maybe in the next hour or so. After I get done with this video, so I will be playing the Tekken 8 DLC. So I do that over there. So get over to Little Bit Man Gaming and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Get me to 10,000 subscribers, and I might have a reward for you too at that. I will have a reward. Might be a laptop. It might be something. I don't know. I'm gonna see. But with that being said, that is it. We did this little shout out. Oh yeah, shout out to my newer subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Love you guys. With that being said, we're gonna get out here and enjoy the rest of our Saturday. We should be back, if not tomorrow, because they might want to do. Everybody might want to do a video for AEW. Pay-per-view tonight. Or at least the other guys might do one. I might not. I don't watch AEW, so I probably won't be there in that video. But we will be back Tuesday for Monday Night Raw. But I don't know about SmackDown because it is the holiday season. Everybody might be we might not do a SmackDown video next Saturday because of the holiday. I don't know. We'll see. It's early. It's too early to tell. But is everybody free on Saturday to do the video? They're not visiting family for the holidays. We will do one. If not, we're taking that. We're taking those days off. But we definitely will be back next Tuesday for Monday Night Raw. With that being said, you know how we sign out. Rest of the Pit podcast, baby. Yes. We are out. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.